Welcome back, one and all. Current time is 7:30 a.m. on this May 2nd, 2025, aka 522025. Anyways, I would like to talk about my content today, real quick. Because after all, anymore, my content is not just observations, nor even explanations through said observations. No, we have gone into a little bit further beyond explanations into confirmations. Okay? Confirming my content of being realistic. And that includes my spiritual content. But, and I want to go a little bit further into that to where I'm going to provide more proof as to a lot of my recent talking points. First off, it was reported this morning that, well, you can hear the birds out here. Science is saying that 75% of the bird species are in decline. I did not hear any further updating to this scenario as to the reasons or causes of why, but of course, through recent narratives, one would suspect, oh, the bird flu. No, I do not believe this to be factual. I believe it is all of the freaking frequencies pumping through the atmosphere and across the lands today that is causing so many problems with so many people and so many animals. It is technology that is already killing people and animals. And I've shown this through the use of the Doppler radar balls and their recent uses of those balls to count birds within a flock that is flying overhead. And the next thing you know is we start in hearing and seeing reports of dead birds along coastlines and so on and so forth. Okay? We'll leave it at that. Goodbye, birds. Hello, technology. Right? Well, where does it go from there? Pets. Yeah, a lot of focus on pets once again, and we got to make sure that we microchip our pets, right? Oh, speaking of microchipping and electronics, well, now we go into well, let's do away with Chinese goods and products, especially that within electronics, chips, if you will, and let's go ahead and start working with India and Vietnam for those goods and services. India. I've been bringing India up quite a little bit. Make those connections. And of course, all of this is tying in with Trump and his attempts of becoming crypto king. Okay? Tie in the information together, make those connections, and you will be one step ahead in the overall games. Now, how else do we get ahead? Birds. How else do we get ahead in these games that are being played with our realities today? Well, once again, here we go with the aspects of spiritualism, spirituality. And no, we're not talking about ghosts that go bump in the night. Once again, we are talking about connecting with your higher consciousness, your consciousness that has lived many lifetimes that you are not aware of. Okay? And it does not mean just many lifetimes of your current existence. No, I'm talking about current lifetime or lifetimes that you were in different bodies. Not the same identity as the one that you carry today. Okay? And in order to, you know, get further into that, many people go down the road of regressive hypnosis, to where you go back in time beyond when you were born, so that you can view into your past lifetimes within all of your multiple lifetimes, regardless of what form. Okay? Now, I'm going to provide a link to take you that much further, because this will also help to confirm what I bring to the table as far as these frequencies in my head, my talks of these frequencies that bring on downloads. And this ties in with someone just recently in the comment section of one of my videos had brought up good old DARPA. Well, let's go a little bit further. Okay? Now, through this link, it will take you to a less than 9-minute video. And, the information, as far as I'm concerned, isn't that great. But it is enough, once again, enough information to really add more icing onto the cake of my content's reality and what I go through on a daily basis. Now, some of the misinformation or disinformation that comes through what these two guys are talking about is the factor of left-handed gay people. They also bring up the factors of psychology. This is where the division happens. Spiritualism is not psychology. It is not of the mind. It is not through the studies of the mind. It is what comes through the mind. Information that's already been downloaded since you were, well, possibly before you were physically born. Those past life experiences that were covered up upon birth. And many people are now starting to unlock their real energies, their real potentials, and it's only coming through this factor of spirituality. But there's going to come a new version, an electronic digital version known as AI, that is going to try to bring forth a new spiritual awakening. This is techno spirituality, and it has no room in our organic lives. You will hear the factor of getting away from technology. What have I been talking about? Once you watch this short video, and if you've been following along with my content, this should wake your butts up. This should be your cup of coffee in the morning. And like they say, and I'm a bad one for this, because Spirit keeps telling me, dude, you got to stop with your habits. You got to stop with your so-called addictions, caffeine, nicotine. Yeah. But then again, is that disinformation or misinformation? These are things that if you're going down that pathway of spiritualism, spirituality, these are decisions you have to make for yourself over what is best for you. All I'm doing is providing information to help people along down that pathway. And it's not fun, but it's the most realistic thing out there today. Because it's through you. You've got more power than what you might imagine. And this is why governments around the world have tried to cover up spirituality. It's because of the power. This is why there have been so many operations, secret operations, CIA files, FBI files, pertaining to aspects of, the powers of spirituality. They are afraid of us that tap in because we have the potentials of greatness through these powers, because it's knowledge. And knowledge is the most powerful thing out there. And that's why they keep dummying us down through educational programming, through mainstream media programming, through all types of programming. This is the kind of programming that you should tune into. And I'm not saying that my content is anything great. It's the messages that come through and those confirmations of information that validates and confirms those messages. And again, through my observations and explanations of those observations. The channel is getting closer to a close. We're seeing nothing but a lot of repetitiveness in the skies overhead. It's getting old for me, people. You don't understand it. I've got better things to accomplish within my life. And one of those accomplishments is not providing more revenue for this pathetic platform. Because after all, I would like to see this platform destroyed, much like its parent company, much like all of digital technology. Let's go back to analog. Much less issues and problems when we were dealing with that. We don't need this golden age that Donald Trump keeps spouting off about. Because it is not an age of enlightenment of which a golden age is to be. And his form of enlightenment is artificial intelligence. Well, how artificial is a person that believes in artificial intelligence that can change the world for the better? No. Anyways, click on the link. Because like I said, I'm getting tired of providing content anymore. I'm getting tired of wasting my money, time, effort, energy. I've got more growing to do, just like the leaves on these trees. Technology will kill us all.